You don't know this, but I have all this stuff piled up over here. This Mac actually doesn't work, it's just for decoration. And this is what the rest of my room looks like. But none of you guys would know that because this is all that you see. Alright. Hello friends! Happy New Year's! I say this in pretty much every video, but it has been way too long since I've actually posted, like 3 months. I think this span between when I post is just getting longer and longer and longer. So I'm sorry, life has been crazy, and as much as I hate to admit it, YouTube is at the bottom of my priority list right now. Hopefully, we'll do what I can to make more videos in 2020. All I can say is that I'll do my best. So after watching this video, I think you might understand why I haven't really posted much, because I literally could have made a video per month, if not more, on all the things I'm about to tell you. So I'm gonna try and make this video short. I just kind of want to go over, reflect on what my year has been, and just, I guess, encourage you guys from the things that I've learned, because I've been through a lot, but I'm still here, I'm still surviving, and I'm quite happy. I'm doing quite good. So I guess we'll just go in chronological order from January to December. I have my little notebook here of all the things that I have been through. The year started off kind of rough. Not for anything in particular. I think I was just dealing with all the repercussions of everything that I had dealt with the year before. I found one of the very first journal entries that I have in January, and I kind of just want to share. I'm going to read to you guys what I wrote, because this is basically how I started off the year. So I wrote, "I know that I'm going to do it all through God's strength. My tears are not a sign of weakness, they are strength. I will show my emotions, I will face them head on. I will move forward and stand and live out what I was made for." That's kind of how I started off the year. I started off hopeful, excited, scared, but holding my head high and clinging on to God. And at the end of January, gosh, I don't want to get emotional, but at the end of January, my grandmother passed away. And that was, I think, the first time I've ever really truly experienced grief. It was weird, it was hard. It wasn't the greatest time, but like, I didn't crumble. I still felt okay. Like deep inside, I still felt joyful. I still felt alright. And I'm excited to see her again someday. So I kind of just went through the process of coming to terms with that. I wrote a song that I shared with you guys. I guess I'll link it here. Moving on to February. February was crazy. Insanely busy. I decided that I'm gonna major in music education, so I signed up for that as my major. I don't know how you say that, but I started guitar lessons and started all the crazy busyness of that. I got super freaked out because the music ed program is 4 years long, and I have already done 3 years of college. But I started guitar lessons, like I said. Those were amazing and so much fun. But then, the end of February, a family pet passed away. Out of nowhere. Like, I'm talking, this dog was 5 years old maybe, and all of a sudden he's in the vet, and all of a sudden he's gone. He just was fine, and then he wasn't. And I guess it was some heart issue, but that was another blow, another like, oh, okay, where did this come from? That journal entry that I read in the very beginning, I just processed through tears. So first 2 or 3 months, they were a lot of tears, but March, I got my first tattoo, and that was pretty cool. Little tiny cross. I think it's cool that I got it in 2019, because this is the year that I really truly like stepped into who I want to be for Christ. I already have done a video on this. If you want to go back, I'll link it here too. This like represents who I am, what I stand for, and what I'm living for, and I think it's super neat that I got it during this time. But March, it was still kind of bumpy, you know, just dealing with the things that had happened and, you know, other random life stuff that also was going on. At the end of the month, I got to see 2 of my best friends. I got to go on a trip for a week and kind of get out of reality and hang out with them. That was a blessing. If you guys are watching this, I love you. Mwah. And then in the first week of April, I completely crushed back half of the passenger door on my car, and like, if I have a picture, I will put it right here. But it was so bad, and at that time I was also deciding I was gonna switch majors. I was not gonna do 4 years of college, and instead I was gonna do elementary education with an endorsement in literacy. And so at that time I was like frantically switching classes. Like, I had to drop all these music classes. That first week week of school when I started back up after spring break was chaos. Like I cried so much, but I survived and I got everything figured out. I passed the interview into the education department and got into that, got everything figured out. It was pretty settled, and like my class schedule actually turned out to be pretty nice because I didn't have that many classes. I only had one evening class and it was an art class, and I got to do a yoga class as a filler, which was amazing. I think that helped me so much with stress. Absolutely love yoga. So that was April, kind of crazy, but it leveled out and it was fine. In May, it was like smooth sailing. I mean, a little bumpy here and there, but it was fine. June was summer break, hallelujah. I got to see my best friend. She got to come over here and hang out with me for a week, and I love her so much. So I also love you. And I got to meet my new twin cousins for the first time, and they are the sweetest babies on the planet. I absolutely love. July was pretty alright. Decided that I'm officially done dancing, at least for now, that was kind of sad, but it's okay. August was Mexico. Like, that was the big highlight of August. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun, you guys. I'm working on the vlog right now. I know it's like 5 months late, but it was so much fun. Mexico was just amazing. I got to go with my cousins and my family, and it was so cool. Like snorkeling with turtles, you guys. I got to touch turtles. I got to see a little tiny monkey about this big. I held it on my shoulder. It was really cool. So you guys will get to see the video on that soon. So after Mexico was September, and this was yet another tragedy for me. While we were in Mexico, a friend was house sitting, pet sitting for us, and she did an amazing job. And when we came back, we noticed that my cat, who we've had for like 10 years now, they're outdoor cats, and we noticed that we hadn't seen him in a while. We kind of were keeping an eye out for him, and he just never came home. Like, I'm not at all saying this is my friend's fault. Like, this would have happened if we were home too. It was just, that was another, like, out of nowhere, suddenly I'm losing something I hold super dear to me. That was super sad and super hard, because he was, you know, he was my itty bitty baby. He was my little Samson, and he almost lost him like 3 other times throughout his lifetime, and he pushed through every other time. I guess I was hoping that he would for this time too, but he just never came back. So I guess it was his time to go, so that was okay. September though, I got to celebrate 1 year with my boyfriend. If you're watching this, I love you so much. That was a lot of fun. And I started school. So I officially started the education program at my college. Let me tell you, it was a lot of writing and reading, but it was a lot of fun. And I'm just super excited to go into teaching and to graduate in less than 2 years. I'm so excited. I only have 5 quarters left. I just feel like that's where God wants me right now, and I'm super happy to finally know that. October was just, you know, continuing school. My boyfriend wanted me to highlight this, so I'm gonna tell you guys. So I have never seen Star Wars before. It's not something I grew up watching or anything like that. Since my boyfriend is a huge Star Wars nerd, of course I had to watch all the movies with him. Spoiler alert for Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I had no idea Anakin became Vader. I had no clue. Absolutely no clue. And here I wrote, okay, so today I watched Star Wars Episode 3 and I can't even. Anakin really becomes Vader? Padme dies? What? Man, it was crazy. That's all I wrote for that day, and I'm just telling you, I am in love with Star Wars now. I love it. It's just been super neat to finally get into something that I've missed out on my whole life. Okay, moving on. November kind of started to get a little crazy. I feel like January through April was like chaos. The summer was pretty alright. October, November, and December started to like ramp back up again. So my year kind of went like low, high, and like kind of middle low. November, my dad got, I think it's called a slipped disc, and was basically in agonizing pain until December. It was hard to like watch him, my superhero, the person that I've looked up to my whole life, like be in so much pain and not be able to help him. He eventually got to have surgery at the beginning of December, and thankfully he's doing so much better now. But that was definitely hard, and it's sad. I'm just glad he's not in any pain anymore. December, Christmas, life's getting a little crazy again with other stuff, but it's okay. So going through kind of everything that I've been through this year, like there is a lot more that I didn't even talk about or even mention that I dealt with, and like that's totally fine. That's life. If I could use one word to describe this year, I would say strength, because I have gotten so much stronger than I've ever been in my entire life. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I have been through some pretty heart-wrenching things and I've come out the other side better and stronger, more knowledgeable of how to deal with stuff like that. And also, I will make a video on this at some point. I started weightlifting and you guys, like, the amount that I'm able to bicep curl has doubled. The amount that I'm able to squat, leg press, and hip thrust, like all of that has like nearly doubled in weight. I could not even do very many chin-ups, pull-ups with assistance at the beginning of the year, and I can do 5 chin-ups without any assistance, like no bands, no help, no pushing off the ground, nothing. So physically, I've gotten so much stronger. It is so cool to just feel strong and to be able to do crazy stuff like pull-ups. Like, I never would have thought I could have done this a year ago. And I gotta tell you, that has played into my mental state, my emotional state a lot. I'm so much more confident than I've ever been in my lifetime. So much more like assured of who I am and like what I'm capable of. I just feel capable. It's been pretty cool to see the way God works, you know, provides financially in so many ways. He's always there, and like it's the little things every day too. The sunsets, or you know, the hugs from a friend, or texts from a random person, or little videos that you see, you know, just things like that that really remind you that God is there and He's watching you and He's cheering you on. I would also say that I've been learning how to be patient. If I'm honest, I'm so ready to be done with college. I'm so ready to be done with school. I'm so burnt out at this point, but I just gotta keep pushing. I have until a year from June until I'm done and I'm graduated. Just really gotta be patient. Like I said, trusting God that everything is gonna go the way it should until then. Keep my eyes focused on the path ahead of me instead of way out in front of me 2 years in the future. It's been a good year. It's been a lot of growth. I'm excited for what 2020 has to bring. My prayer is that it's relatively straight, smooth sailing, no bumps, no craziness, but I know that even if it is worse than this year or still crazy or anything like that, that God has a plan and it all works out. I'm ready to leave this year behind me and move on. Go get stronger, go live happy, healthy lives, and just trust that God knows what He's doing forever and always. I love all of you. I hope 2019 was a good one for you. If not, I hope 2020 is better. Happy New Year's. I'll talk to y'all later.